Alright, cool, we're live. Alright, I'll count it down. This.
Evil 4.
Alright. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Good evening, everyone. I am JTB __, and this is Resident Evil 4. Contrary to certain people's opinions, this is actually the best speed game in the series. But I have to give shoutouts to Resident Evil 1, as bad as a speed run it is. You know, without it, we wouldn't have this game of the year, game of the decade, game of the century, Resident Evil 4. I'll just talk a little quieter. How about that? So I'm doing new game professional mode. It's essentially you're starting the game with all just our normal pistol and stuff. No special weapons or anything like that. And then professional mode is the difficult category of the game. Got harder hitting enemies, more health, all that good stuff. Also note that I'm playing on 60 FPS, so 60 FPS is a little bit different in that enemies are a lot faster. There's a lot of tricks that we can't do that we would normally do in other versions. And we're gonna go ahead and mess up a few things, you know, to get this run really going. But so that way I can also explain stuff. So 60 FPS is a little bit more difficult, like I said. It's a lot harder to dodge enemies. Certain tricks don't work. And I'll be sure to point out stuff like that as we get into this. God, I got that right. So that was just the village area they saw. In order to pass this area, you have to kill a certain amount of enemies to trigger the cutscenes. So we do that by pretty much grouping them up, using the path that I took, using the grenades to kill a whole bunch of them at once, and then being able to get through. So a lot of this run, you're gonna see a lot of shots fired for starters. Shooting a lot of guns throughout this run. See a lot of inventory management. So since it's a new game, we don't have a pre-built inventory like we do in New Game Plus. All right. So we don't have a pre-built inventory like we have in New Game Plus, so we need to be able to pick up certain items throughout the run to get through. A lot of enemy dodging. This game is really heavy on movement because you're able to, you have to be able to manipulate certain enemies' movement by also doing certain own movement. And of course, certain boss strats too. I haven't done a marathon run in this in a while, so my commentary is probably going to be a little bit rusty. I'll do the best I can. So that was chapter 1-1. The game's divided up into chapters and sub-chapters. We're on 1-2 now. Each chapter features like a different locale, so it keeps the game kind of fresh instead of just doing the same area over and over. This area we have to pick up 2 key items, and we just do it by running through all the enemies and then running to the door afterwards. So this game is pretty RNG. dependent. You can get a lot of bad luck with the different AI patterns that you get. Some needs to be a lot more aggressive than they usually are and force you to quickly react to it or just get hit. Like this guy. The reason we shot that barrel right there is to knock that guy down, but for a reason he didn't get knocked down. Something you don't see very often. So it kind of keeps you on your toes. Not the same run every single time to be able to react to what's going on in the game in order to get through. So I4 speedruns are essentially divided into two categories. You have New Game Plus, which is all your special weapons, and then you have your New Game Professional mode. Those are the two main ones that people do. I primarily do this, but there's a good amount of people who do New Game Plus as well. World record for this is 129. And then you have the New Game Plus world record is 119 right now, I believe. But I'm really trying my hardest to get a sub 2 hour. Kind of gave myself a generous estimate. But can't guarantee anything. Another thing in this game is also managing your money. Those treasures I've been picking up, it's in order to be able to buy a rocket launcher that we're going to do this chapter. We do a lot of visit with the merchant like 4 times throughout this run, so we need to be able to make sure we do have enough money to buy all the items we need. The merchant unlocks different weapons as you get through the game, so being able to pick up the weapons at the best moment, something to keep in mind. So right now the rocket launcher is available, which is what we're going to buy, but we're not going to have the money for it until the next part. Yeah, this game teaches you good financial skills, you know. Kind of behind on your rent, go buy some food and you're out of money, just go ahead and shoot some and steal their money. Pretty much the best lesson in this game. So now we have 3 treasures, which are going to sell for 10,000 each. And that allows us to buy the rocket launcher, which is 30,000.
What are you buying?
We're not going to talk to the merchant at all till a lot later in the run. About 20 minutes or so. Dang, that's kind of racist. You can't just tell people to go to a country and kill their inhabitants. So, what kind of example are you setting for this chat? So all these grenades I'm picking up, I'm not going to use them for quite a long time, but these are the fastest means of getting them, and we have the inventory space to hold them for a while. Just go ahead and do it. Second boulder running QT. Fortunately, Leon Kennedy is not Chris Redfield and can't just punch it out of the way. Coming up in the next area, we're going to have the first boss of the game. Boss, we have a lot of names for it, including most of the curse words you can think of. But this boss is the first kind of gatekeeper of the speedrun, given it the random patterns it can do. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up some extra ammo just to be safe. So this boss is unique in that you fight him while on a boat. You never see this kind of mechanic at all throughout the rest of the game. But this is Del Lago. That's Spanish for of the lake, you know. So to kill this guy, we gotta hit him with 12 harpoons. In order to do that, we have to be able to manipulate the boat in a certain way to hit him at any opportune moment. Like right there, I barely missed a harpoon. That would have been 4 hits. It's fine. It's cool. And then he's gonna go ahead and dive right here. So he can dive at random moments starting right here. Best pattern is that he doesn't dive and you're able to get him with all harpoons before he does, leading to a quick kill. Or he could just dive right away and just up to like 40 seconds in the first 10 minutes of the run. It's going to be safe because I have no idea what he's going to do at this point. Alright, this will kill him right here. Or it won't. Okay, never mind. See, if I got that 4th harpoon hit, then he would have been dead right now. Go ahead and do that. And then he's just gonna take his time to show up. Now he's dead. So obviously this would have been a reset. As soon as I saw that first dive, I would have probably reset this game. Because you just lose a lot of free time on the patterns that he does. Fortunately, I wasn't show the fastest pattern, so... But also, fortunately, after you get past that fight, that's probably the most RNG dependent part of the fight. So when you're grinding out runs, it's fortunate to have something like that at the start of the run rather than at the very end. All the other bosses in this game are a lot more controllable. Just because you're on that boat kind of makes that fight kind of... considering you have some moves that you never do in the other part of the game. But this is chapter 2. As you see, it's nighttime now. There's no sun. You guys are... count on me to make those observations. But chapter 2, we go through the village once more. If you don't know what this game is about, if you've never played this game before, essentially we're sent to rural Spain to rescue the president's daughter. We're skipping all the cutscenes and all that stuff, so you have no idea like what's going on, but we're trying to find a key item that gets us into the church that we passed in order to find the president's daughter. I would hope that most people in chat have played this game before, though, considering how long it's been out and it's been released like 11 different times. You also notice I keep switching weapons too. And Leon has different movement animations depending on what weapon I have out. So the rocket launcher, being unarmed, having a grenade out, causes this movement, which is the fastest. It's not a lot faster than just having your pistol out or anything like that, but it does add up a little bit throughout the run, especially when we start using about halfway through. Oh yeah, so speaking of which, so like I said, I'm playing on 60 FPS. If you've seen other runs of this, you may have seen an out-of-bounds waterfall skip. That I jump down at a certain spot and just run through out of bounds. So 60 FPS doesn't allow us to do that. For whatever, I'm assuming that the hit detection in this is twice as fast. So it forces you inbounds whenever you try to do it. Doesn't mean that we don't have any glitches that we're able to do. There's quite a few glitches that are unique to 60 FPS that we'll see later on in the run. But a lot of the standard ones, like doing the out of bounds there or the island later on, you're not going to see that in this. So, it's not a Resident Evil game without puzzles. Go ahead and do this light puzzle real fast. Oh yeah, and by the way, that's why we got the rocket launcher to Gigante in one hit. Why we get a lot of rocket launchers in this, a lot of quick kills. So now we have Ashley with us. Ashley is, so this game is essentially an escort mission half of the time. Gotta bring Ashley, the president's daughter, in order to safety. Gotta save her. Gotta bring her back home. But Ashley is both a blessing and a curse. She's a huge liability because enemies can pass, and they'll pick her up and drag her off. So you constantly. We manipulate a lot with you to get past enemies as well certain rooms. So she has a pretty cool tricks up her sleeve that we can use for. I'll be showing off in a second. But most of the time she has a liability. I'm using original textures for better. So right here, I'm gonna
wait. Follow me.
tell Ashley to wait and follow me. This causes these enemies up here, this guy with a pitchfork, to run at me, as opposed to wait for me. If he was waiting, the guy on the left that yelled at me instead would have been running at me. It's a lot harder to dodge that guy. So using that lets us alert enemies before they see us. Damn it. I'll go ahead and reset that. I don't have a herb. So I'm doing a lot of risky strats throughout this run. I didn't want to do non-safe strats to show off kind of how this game has evolved. My god, Ashley. I'm trying to get this guy to yell at me so I can run up the ladder at him. And it's just not working at all right now. Normally that guy gets stuck behind that ladder, so we can just go straight up it without any issues. But he's just not having any of it, unfortunately. The alternative strat is to just go around the house, which is a little bit slower. And like I said, we're not doing those shots today. We're doing all the risky stuff. So this is the cabin. This is kind of like a boss. Scripted event that we have to kill 40 enemies to get through this. So to do that, we pretty much group up these enemies as much as we can and use all the grenades we've been picking up to quickly kill groups of them. Not sure about its consistency, unfortunately. We have our good friend Luis down here. He's got the best gun in the game, the Red 9. So that. I'll pick that up. I throw this out here at this enemy. And then we're gonna go up to these stairs, pick up these items. Alright, now we're gonna camp here. So the strat for the cabin is to use those first 4 grenades at certain parts to kill a bunch of enemies. The second part is to pretty much let Luis kill everything in this cabin, as he has his pistol is very strong and has unlimited ammo. Ooh, that was scary. As opposed to our shotgun that has kind of limited ammo. What we want to do is these These are bloggers right here. These are the parasites that are prevailing throughout the game. Only 2 of them can ever spawn in the cabin at once. So we want to let them stay right here as opposed to keep trying to kill Luis, because we can control him and he can just kill all the normal enemies really fast. Nice. That was actually a pretty fast cabin. I didn't even run out of ammo at all.
Wait. Follow me.
Now we got another Gigante. This is the guy we killed originally with the rocket launcher. There's a whole bunch of them that we encounter throughout this. Oh shit. Okay, good. So he's a little bit in random what he does when he gets to that gate. He can either just run straight through it and continue running at us. He can stop and hit it. Gives us plenty of time to get through these.